Okay, by popular request, I've been asked 100 times now, well, probably 20 times, 10 times, to do a video on the recoil springs on the 9, 9, and 15 horse Chryslers. I did a video on them on the 6 and 7.5 horsepower motors. It's the same principle, but people don't seem to realize that, so I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do it on these. The main problem that happens with these recoils is they put a little brass collar on the recoil spring right down here. And what happens is this brass collar right here will slip off the spring and it'll cause the spring to unwind, or it won't recoil anymore. So what I do for a repair is I take it to my welder, my wire feed welder, and I put a big booger weld on it, and that does a permanent repair on it, and it will never need to have it be an issue again. So this here is also a kind of a special tool for rewinding these. I just made this a couple minutes ago. I've been meaning to make it for a couple of years. What it is it's just a 1/4 screw, and I just welded a cheap screwdriver to it so I can wind the spring and pull on it to line it up. The other method I've been doing for years is just using a screwdriver and tightening it up. So I'll give you a little idea on how you do both of them. First off, what I do with the recoil on these 9/9/15s, this is the one with the neutral safety here. Don't take this nut off. There's a ball and a spring behind here, and that falls off. Take it off on the shifter side instead. Works a lot better. So what I do before I put these together is I'll put some grease on it, and I'll grease up the bearing surfaces so that the motor will slide, everything will move smoothly. You'll find a lot of times that these spindles here will have cracks in it. This one here does. What I usually do is I'll grind out the crack a little bit, and then I just add oil or grease to it, and they seem to work just fine after doing that. So how I do this here is I will take the upper bearing, upper mount, put that on. Take your recoil Bendix, put that on. Take it, reinstall it in the motor without the spring install on it, if I can. Just like so. Then what I do is I wrap the rope tight. Install the 2 mounting screws. This motor, I believe, is a 1980 15 horse Sea King. It's a Chrysler built motor, so it's the same recoil as any of the 9/9s and the 15 Chryslers. A lot of the 6 horses, 4.4, 5, 6, 6.6, 7, 7.5s, and 8 horsepowers also use the same recoil. Any of the low profile design engines. So go ahead and tighten those up. You don't want to over tighten these because you don't want to strip them out or break them. They'd be pretty screwed up because you'd wreck the casting on the engine block. So I usually put them up about 12 foot-pounds. Okay, then what I do is before the spring's installed, the rope's installed, everything's tightened up there, I pull on it and make sure that it turns smoothly. and that one does. So then what I'll do is I'll wrap the rope back up, just like so. I have my new spring right here with the permanent repair. Take some grease, put it down here on the bottom side, coat the whole spring and everything with grease. Just like so. This notch here will fit down in a little bar that sits down on the bottom down there. So you can just set that back down in there, like so. Let me grab a rag real quick, wipe my hands off. Now, with the recoil rope in, the spring in, what I do is I use a dowel, like so. And I'll find the hole for the locating pin, and I'll go ahead and snug this up, like so. Now, what I do is I go 10 wraps counterclockwise to wrap the spring up. Actually, this one feels like 5 is going to be more than enough. Whoop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you take your pin that goes through your Bendix, find a hole, it goes through the arbor for the spring, like so. Go ahead and tap that pin in. Like so. Take the jam screw and put that back in. Go ahead and take a screwdriver, tighten that up. Just like so. And that should be one working recoil. Just like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I do it before I made the special tool. Still not very hard, it just takes a little bit more concentration, a little bit more difficult, but not bad. So what I do is I take and loosen that center screw up. Take the locating pin back out of it. Just like so. Get a proper screwdriver here. A little snap off stuff. And you're going to want to pull this dowel out a little ways so you could actually tighten up the center screw. Or just take it out. Then what you want to do is you want to snug up the center screw the best you can. You want to get it pretty good so it won't slip on you. So now that's tightened up. what I do is I'll wrap that spring again. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you got to get in there with a dowel and find your hole in the center of the arbor. Loosen up your center screw again. Don't take it all the way out, there's no need to. Just loosen it up enough where you can get your pin back in there. If you have a welder, I have to admit that tool I just made, you know, I've done hundreds of these recoils. This method here, that tool I just made is slick as can be. So anyway, then you tighten up your center bolt again, and we got a working recoil. So I hope that explains a lot. Thank you for watching. Bye.